Good evening, guys. I hope you're all good. I know it's been long, it's been really long, and I'm sorry for that. So, today we'll be talking about signals and variables. Okay, so in signals and variables, we'll talk about the meaning of variables and what signals do in Godot. So, without wasting much of your time, we will head to the scene we created the other time. I stored mine as Kahoot scene. Okay, so I don't know what you stored yours, but it should display here. Okay, so I double click on that and it sends me here. Okay, good. So once you are here, what you are going to do is we are going to make something called a script. Basically, yeah, that's the name. It's called a script. So we are going to make a script for force, velocity, pressure, and these buttons. Okay, good. um, or we can just make one script for all of them that will actually call upon all of this. Okay, so let's just make one script. So if you want to make a script, you select. Now let me cancel this and do it again. I select the main. I'm making a script for just the main scene. Okay, so I select the main and I click on the plus with the hand plus symbol, and you can change the name of the script here. Okay, but then I'll choose to let it go like calculus scene dance. That's nice. So I just click on create to create. Yeah, once you're done, it will send you here. Now what the extent means is describing the property of your node that is having that script. Okay, as I told you, this circle, when you see a node with a circle, it's called a control node. Okay, so let's say we created the scene, the script for a color rect. Okay, I'm just going to do this hurriedly. So you see this as a color rect. The extents will be color rect. Let me delete this script. Let's move back to our script. Okay, let me delete this. Close. Yeah, so as you can see, we start with control, and when you go inside, let me zoom this. So you see this declare member variable here. Example, var a is equal to 2, var b is equal to text. So what it's saying is this section, you can decide to use this section for declaring variables. Now when you talk about variables are like pockets that store data. Okay, and you can use variables as a representation of something. Let's say x is equal to 2. So whenever you are coding and you say, let's say x is equal to 2. Okay, so whenever you are coding and you call upon x, okay, you call upon x, the computer will always recognize x as 2. Okay, good. So it's important for you to know variables because it's going to help us a lot. So without wasting much of your time, let's create a first variable. Now what we are going to do is, because the answers will be displaying here, and we will be typing our variables, typing our values here and there. The same for here, there. We are going to call this because we'll be using them in the codes. First of all, we would want our player, and we want the code to get the number inserted in by the player in the FAMADT spaces, and we would want it to display here. Okay, the pressure, the force, and the velocity area. So what you do is, let's go back to our script. Let's call all these things. Okay, so let's make the first variable. Sorry, when you're making a variable, is var. Okay, so var pressure results. Okay, notice that I didn't bring a space bar, just brought and that script or something, I don't know the name of it. And so yeah, you just bring that. Okay, because when you are coding, Bringing spaces tend to cause a lot of errors, so don't bring spaces. You can just do that. Okay, good. So when you want to call upon a node right now, because this is the script, okay, and everything under this main is its children. So when we want to call upon a child, like we want the M, A, and answer, okay, good, but we are calling for pressure, so let's go down. So pressure is a child, and the answer of pressure is also a child of pressure, and pressure is under main. So when we want to call the answer under pressure, we first call the child pressure, then call answer. I know it's very confusing, but then it shouldn't confuse you. Let's say we have so we have the main, okay, main. Now pressure is under main, and the answer we want is under pressure. But because we are already coding here, when we want to call this, okay, when we want to call this, we don't mention this. We start from P and we say A is inside P. I hope you guys get it. Okay, so let's go. So when you want to call it, you bring the dollar sign, okay, and we call pressure, then pressure answer. Okay, very easy. Now let's call upon the spaces. So pressure, sorry, area. So we call pressure again. Is that usual? Oh, sorry. I made a mistake. Okay, when you are calling a node, okay, and you are making a variable for the node, we don't use var, we use onReady var. Okay, onReady var, onReady var. We will still be using the var anyway. Var is also used for variables, like when you want to create your own variables. But when you are calling a node and you are representing the entire node by a variable, we use onReady var. Okay, so pressure and area is A, right? onReady var again, pressure, sorry, force, and we do the same thing again, pressure and force. Let's do this from velocity. So yeah, these are the variables, and this, so whenever I say pressure results, I'm calling this particular node the answer node in under pressure. Okay, when I say pressure area, I'm talking about A. Okay, hope you guys get it. Okay, great. Now let's talk about signals. Today we are not going to do much, just these two. Now let's go to the 2D. Okay, good. Now, as you know, when I click on the clear or calculate, when I run it and I click, it doesn't do anything, right? That's because you are not sending signals to the script, like they don't represent anything. The computer doesn't recognize it as doing anything. So what you do is you send signals like I've clicked it, so do this. Okay, basically that's what we are doing. So when I click on the calculate, you have inspector and you have node there. Click on the node and you see a bunch of signals here. Okay, so the base button, now we take the pressed because you'll be pressing on it, so pressed, and then here we connect it here. And to test if this is working, you can type print maybe yeah, I was clicked. Now what I just did here is print. The print method is used when you want to output a particular output anything, a value, a string, can be anything. But then in this scenario, I'm outputting a string. Okay, note that whenever you are typing in a string, we normally bring a semicolon, or so what I have here right now can be a string. Okay, this is a string because of the quotation marks, or the yeah, whatever, you can call it whatever you want. Because of that, yeah, the apostrophes, should I call them that? Yeah, so yeah, basically, so if I run this, okay, and I click on the calculate, I should expect the computer to print out, yeah, calculate, yeah, whatever the string I just typed in. So let's see. So when I click on the calculate, I don't know why this didn't appear in a full screen, but then I'll check it after I demonstrate. So as you can see, I'm clicking on the calculate. So I should expect like the thing to print out the number of times I click on calculate. So whenever I click on calculate, it should print out the statement I've made. Now let's close this and look at the output. Okay, as you can see, this is the output we have here. I was clicked, a lot, depending on it how many times I clicked on this. Okay, so good. So we would be telling, the computer to show the results once we click on calculate here. Okay, so let's make the same thing for all of them. Now this is clear. I don't know why it's calculate. So let me change the name for this in caps lock. Clear. Good. And pressed. Yeah. Connect. Clear. So yeah, I can make it pass, or I can write the thing I wrote here. So let me just delete this, and I'm going to just pass it. Like when I say pass, it just means don't do anything. Just when you get pass basically. So yeah, let's make signals for all of them too. Now the mass, because we'll be changing numbers or figures in that and that, we would want to use the, how do we call it, the signal text change. Okay, text change, a method when the text is changed. Okay, use text change, don't use text entered, because the moment you use text entered, you would expect your user to always click on enter once he's done with his value before your computer is able to recognize that it has actually been inputted a value. The reason why I always choose text change over text entered is sometimes your user will forget to click on enter after inputting some particular value, and once your user click on calculate, he'll be getting a wrong value. So I'll always advise you to go for text change. So let's just make it text change, and I'm going to do the same thing for that text change, and I'm going to do the same thing for the force text change. Yep, again text change, and yeah, I think I'm done. No, I'm not. Service velocity, distance, text change, yeah, and time, text change. I hope nothing is interfering with nothing. T, D, F, A, M. Do we have a value repeating twice? A, I think A repeated twice. So yeah, it will choose one. So now let's rename one off. So let's rename acceleration and make it AC. Okay, AC. Now disconnect this. I click disconnect, then connect it again. Okay, now we have AC. Okay, good. Yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, so we would be working on this to actually make sense. Okay, don't worry, because we changed the name to, we have to change the name here, because now it's not a child again. So let's just break the C. Yeah, now we actually call it that node, because it's called AC, not A. Good. So yeah, we'll be building upon this in our next video. I hope you guys got it. Feel free to ask your questions in the comments, or if you think I could have done it in a nicer and more or less complicated way, you can also drop your comments and I'll read. We are all here to learn. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.